For landlords, by landlords. The Rent Perfect Podcast with David Pickron.
Oh, that's a little different intro than we're used to.
A little jazzy, yeah.
You know, new year, new time. That's awesome. Love it. You know, I remember when we made that first intro. Our very first episode. It's funny. If you ever go watch an old episode, you're not that good when you start, are you? I don't even know how good you are after 87.
86 episodes. This is our 87th episode.
But, you know, in the 80s and 90s, I remember as a kid going to a movie and it starting, and then it was written by, produced by, directed by, and you're like, can we just get this movie
I don't
going?
need to know who the assistant grip was.
Yeah, exactly.
Prior to the film, prior to enjoying the movie.
So we're kind of doing it now, but our old intro, I think it just took too long. Let's just get to it. So certainly grateful for a new intro, and to go right away, I'm David Pickron. I got Scott Aubrey here. 2023 is among us.
Happy New Year, everyone, if we haven't wished you one already.
Yeah, absolutely. So these podcast topics really come from our clients and phone calls and just what comes at us every week. We really don't get together in January and put together a topic all year round. We just kind of, what comes up, you know, what are people dealing with right now? And it's interesting because when I was a young landlord, you would ask the question, who could apply? Okay, who could apply at my rental?
In my mind, it would be anyone and everyone, please apply.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, please.
And more back in the day, it was everyone apply at the same time, and then I'm going to pick the best of everyone who applied.
So you'd have your 10 applications on your desk and go,
right.
Yeah, right. And kind of think through it.
But back in those days, we really didn't take application fees. We kind of took in applications, and we just kind of said, hey, who's the best fit for us? And we didn't have all this fair housing, all these attorney generals, you know, getting involved. So nowadays, when you ask yourself, who can apply at my property, it's almost the same answer. It just means a little bit different.
Right.
Anyone and everyone, but
one at a time.
One at a time. So you're going to make a big mistake if you're taking $50 application fees from 10 people. That's $500.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're picking the best, and 9 people lose, and one person wins.
Yeah.
The Attorney General's office, when he gets hold of that, is probably going to not be super happy with that.
Yeah, that to me sounds like the perfect recipe for discrimination or accusations of discrimination.
And you know, I think restaurants kind of do it the way I think we should do it as landlords.
Yeah.
You know, you've ever been to a restaurant? And
I mean, we're just coming off the holidays and everybody was in town. And so we rolled over to that family favorite, the Cheesecake Factory, where you can pick from 9,000 menu items.
Yeah, that's a lot, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm an In-N-Out guy. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
I get there and I'm just like, and it's always, Scott, sorry, tangent. It's always so dark in there, too. They give you this thick menu. Maybe I'm just getting old in my eyes.
No, we're old,
Yeah, I'm just looking through, and there's just like
the phone. Yeah, the phone's out, right? Yep.
Yeah. Then I look at the waiter and I say, "Hey, what do you recommend?"
Like? Yeah,
it's too much.
But if you've been to the Cheesecake Factory, and we're in Arizona, and a lot of people love to come here during the holidays because it's warmer than wherever they're at. Right, we're warmer than 90% of the country. So we roll into Cheesecake Factory. We now have an expanded family. There's about 9 of us now. If you want to go to dinner, and we made the mistake of not having a reservation. So we roll in, walk up to the little counter there, and how many? 9. She consults the wizard, and
they got these like booths there that they can't even configure. Like, you're locked into booths.
So 9 is like that'll be like an hour and a 45-minute wait, sir.
Right.
Well, I'm hangry, so an hour and 45-minute wait doesn't sound real appealing, right? But they give you the little disc. The little light up disc, right? And when it buzzes, you're the magic number, right? You get to walk up and they have a seat for you. So I think the same thing kind of applies with us here as we look at these applicants coming in, right? We get in line. Yes. We get in line. And we don't take an application and start looking at it. We say, hey, when the thing buzzes, when it's your turn, I'll let you know. then you can start the application process.
And you get to finish that application process or finish your dinner at that table before someone else comes
Is rushed, yeah. Yep.
and joins that same table.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep. And you get to pay your bill before you leave too, which is awesome. So.
No, absolutely. So in the lobby, they don't say, okay, the last 10 people that put in their name here on the waiting list, let's go ahead and say, hey, who's willing to pay more for the food tonight? Okay,
Right.
How much are you willing to pay? And they don't qualify you for a table. They put you on a list, and, they use the little buzzer gadget in some places. Just let technology kind of pick the order and keep a human being out of it. But how would you feel if you were waiting there that hour? And they probably took people that were party 2, party 4, because they're set up more for smaller parties, right? But how would you feel if you waited an hour and then a family of 9 came in, said, oh, we're a family of 9, and they sat them right in front of you on that list, right?
Yeah, that would be frustrating and possibly angering.
Yes, it would be. And so we just tell that funny little anecdote just to kind of really put into your mind that just allow one person or family or, one entity would family entity apply. It doesn't mean you can't show it to other people. It doesn't mean you can't put other people in line on a waiting list. You could say things like, hey, somebody's already applying for this, but just in case it doesn't work out, I'm more than happy can take a backup. So take backups, show your property, get multiple people. But once you let someone in the door on that application process, they need to be able to go through your criteria, and they either qualify on your criteria or they don't.
What's my expected wait time with you? Let's just say I'm applying with you to rent one of your properties. What's the expected wait time?
Well, it's based on your background screening and how quickly you can get it back. But I can do that within a day or two. So we're not talking 5 days, 10 days. I pretty much need to check my criteria. And if my criteria says, it's, no felonies in the last 7 years, then we're going to know that fairly quickly. Misdemeanors, income, I'm going to be able to get your W-2 or your paycheck stub and, be able to evaluate that. So it's not like you have to wait a real long time. So let someone apply quickly. You just gotta wait long enough for them to not make your criteria. The minute they don't make your criteria, any one of the criteria, you can say, hey, I'm sorry, send them an adverse action letter, and then move on to that next person in line.
Yeah, that's a great counsel.
Okay, so we want you staying out of trouble. We just do things a little bit different, one at a time this time. We're grateful for this new season. Scott, thanks for joining us in the first episode in 2023.
I'm so excited for 2023. Lots of good stuff happening.
And I have a feeling in 2023 we're going to have a lot of people who rent Perfect.
Yep, I hope so.